poppin', yo, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another film review, and this film review is all about Borderlands. And yes, I know I've only ever finished one Borderlands game and one Borderlands DLC on the channel. I finished Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I also finished her Wonderland DLC. I haven't actually finished any of the games on the channel, but don't worry, that is about to change. I'm gonna go back and do Borderlands 2 on the channel. I'm going to do Borderlands 1, and I'm going to do the pre-sequel, and then I'll continue with number 3. So don't worry, just wait, we'll get onto it. This movie has inspired me to continue with the games and to actually get them finished for you guys and get them finished on the channel. So don't worry, it is coming. It should be happening over the next couple of days. You should start to see it being rolled out just after I finish the Suicide Squad. So whenever that gets finished, that's when Borderlands will come back. Also, critics have absolutely bombed on this movie, but I don't agree. So if you do want to see that, stay to the end of the video, but without any further delay, let's get into what Google has to say. So Borderlands is a 2024 action sci-fi movie, which is 1 hour and 41 minutes, and it only takes them 5 to do a Star Wars reference. It does have a 4.4 out of 10 on IMDb and a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes. So returning to her home planet Pandora, an infamous bounty hunter forms an unexpected alliance with a ragtag team of misfits. Together they battle alien monsters and dangerous bandits to recover one of Pandora's most explosive secrets. So, how the story actually starts is Tina is in space prison and Roland goes to save her. Craig is also there and Craig helps Roland break her out. We then cut to a different planet to find the Firehawk, the lady Lilith. She's there completing a bounty. She's in a bar. She gets called up to go and save Tina. So she goes to Pandora to save Tina because she gets paid a lot of money. And she finds Tina with the help of Claptrap, which is a robot which has been programmed to guide her and help her from when she ever returns to Pandora. She then, gets picked up by Roland in a truck after fighting Craig and Tina for a little bit. The sort of space government is chasing them, and the space government is just riding on their ass as they're trying to run away. They ride through Pisswash Gully, they ride through a couple of monsters, and they manage to get away. They do get a flat tire, so they do have to change it with Craig lifting up the entire truck on his own with Tina on the top, which I thought was very rude on Tina's behalf. They then go to a city with their masks on. They get the help of a bartender to sort of lead them to where the scientist lady is. They get the help of the scientist lady, they get cleaned off, and they continue their journey to find another one of the keys, because they need 2 keys, and then Tina herself, because she's the special one. So they go and try and find the second key by going underground and fighting their way through a bunch of bandits. Lilith gets sort of attracted to it. She finds it like Harry Potter to a Horcrux, and she then, teleports them out of the bunker, leaving Roland behind because he decides to sacrifice himself to save the others. He manages to win against all fucking odds. He wins that battle and meets up with them at the vault in a heroic hero entrance. It doesn't really do much and is definitely shadowed by Lilith's hero entrance, because she had a revelation knowing that she's the Firehawk, and that's what her mother's plan was all along. And Tina had a moment of self-doubt when she, tried to unlock the vault, but nothing happened. So they have a big fight in, the sand dunes, and Lilith gives everyone bullet immunity and helps everyone float around, and Craig takes out one of the big guys by punching him in the balls. He gets his helmet smashed a little bit, which sort of throws me off because I preferred him with his helmet on, his mask on, and I've seen him with his mask on for the rest of the movie, so I kind of preferred that to stay on his face. But, oh well, it is what it is, the last 10 minutes of the movie. Lilith does the world's stupidest thing and decides if this guy has a shield on him and he's controlling the ship, let's destroy the ship. But didn't stop to think about if he has a shield, the ship's gonna have a shield. So flies straight into the shield, knocks herself out, everyone loses their special abilities. It's like a minute of people sort of worrying because it's oh shit, we've lost our powers, it was fun whilst it lasted, then they start getting their asses beat. Lilith then wakes up again, has her second sort of Firehawk awakening. Her, Tina, and the evil villain go into the vault. Tina and Lilith leave, him being eaten by a Cthulhu monster. They then go and celebrate in the main town of Pandora because like their, bounties have been dropped, and Lilith does like a giant firework ending. That's the story. That's the tea. That's the story in Balamori. And wouldn't you like to know a little bit more, a little bit about my opinion? Honestly, I think it is a decent Borderlands story. They decided to adapt the pre-sequel, which is a shock to me. I don't know why they decided to go with a pre-sequel first, which is the second game in the franchise. If you're going in chronological order, it's the first game, pre-sequel, sequel, and number 3. That is the order of the games. So it's a little bit weird to me that they decided to go with the pre-sequel, and I do believe Tina was hiding in an ice cave, so they do have their differences. It isn't like a one-to-one recreation of that game, and I feel like it would be boring if it was a one-to-one recreation of the game. I feel like that with most sort of like animated or sort of live-action movies or video game movies, where if it is one-to-one with the games, it gets boring because you've already seen it before. So I like to let the directors have a little bit of creative freedom with it. Obviously, have the same sort of storyline, the same sort of character arcs, adapting it into film. You're allowed to have your creative freedoms with certain things, but there is certain things that I would prefer it that you don't change, like the meaningful things, like the stuff that actually impact the story, the stuff that's important. Whereas like Tina being found in an ice cave doesn't have much of an impact onto the rest of the story compared to like the rest of the movie, the rest of the games. It's just a little detail. It's like a little nothing thing. Like you can easily look past it, and you don't really need to dive that deep into it. It's just, there is certain things that you can change, and that's fine. The world building was done really nicely because they spend the entire movie on Pandora, and when I was watching this movie I was sat there and I recognized places that I have been in the game. It's like, oh shit, I recognize that place, oh yeah, that's there, yes, I know. And if you've played the game, you can recognize these places, and if you haven't played the game, I feel like it is a really nice world builder and eases you into this world really nicely and sort of welcomes you in with like learning about it slowly and doesn't just throw you into the mix expecting you to know. So that's what I do like, because I did watch this with my nana, so like she had never played a Borderlands game in her life before. She didn't know nothing about Borderlands like going into this movie, so it is really nice to sort of new people to the franchise, to allow more people to get into it, to learn about it, and to sort of just ease them in without expecting them to like have played 70 hours of like 4 different games, like 70 hours each. It was a nice sort of easing into the story. It gets you to know the characters all really well, and that's where I sort of didn't really like it. Tina's sort of actor did grow on me, and Kevin Hart as Roland also grew on me a little bit, but I do think that certain characters did need to be like rethinked on like who they were casting for those characters. They all did an excellent job. Like obviously they all gave it like 110%. They all tried their best to emulate these characters. I just feel like they weren't the best fit. They did the best of their ability, but it's like the directors and the sort of studios like idea to sort of, pick characters who are actually like the characters and not just pick anyone because like they're big names. Like picking Kevin Hart, I feel like because Borderlands is like a comedy game, like there is comedy elements to it, they just decided to get one of the like more well-known sort of comedy actors and just throw him in there. Like I said, again, it's getting Jack Black for Claptrap it's alright. He has become the weird voice of like video game movies as well. He plays Bowser in the Mario movie, he plays Claptrap in the Borderlands movie, and he's now playing Steve in the Minecraft movie. So for whatever reason, he's just bouncing from video game to video game. It's really weird, like seeing him in all these different movies. But like, just pick some other like better fit actors for the roles. Not just big names because they're big names and it will get people to come in and sell tickets. Like, I would rather have lesser known like people, lesser known actors, to play these roles if they were much better fits. But obviously, Warner Brothers or whoever made this movie is all in it for the money. They're in it for the cash grab. They know big names sell well, so they'll put big names in it. And obviously, this backfired in their face, with it not earning as much, with it being a box office bomb, and that's what I feel like we won't get another Borderlands movie. I think it's still a good movie. I liked this movie, and I'm upset that we probably won't get another one, but there's not a lot I can do about it because, you know, like, the movie did flop at the box office, so we're not going to get another one. It's just as simple as that. Like, if it didn't earn any money, we're not getting a number 2. And that does make me sad, because Borderlands is one of my favorite game franchises. It is one of the few game franchises that I have all the games for, so I absolutely adore it. I have a load of like figures for it coming as well, which I have reviewed on the channel, so you can check those out. But the CGI was where this movie kind of let me down. Like, the CGI, it was good, like the set design and the CGI was okay, but you could tell that like it was like a green screen and it was CGI. Like, it had that sort of cut out to it where you could tell where they cut around the characters to put them into this world, which, I don't know, it felt kind of jarring. But again, it is obviously this big fantasy world and they can't actually make all these sets, so I do understand it, but it was a little bit jarring. I do feel like they were quite harsh on this movie, and I feel like this is a movie that I could watch over and over and over again. I'm not sure if that's just because I love Borderlands or if it's because it's a good movie, but for that aspect I have to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it is a really good movie and you should go check it out for yourself.